Let's just move further. Now the next thing is we have to print the names of employees working in NY state under finance department whose bonuses are greater than the average bonus of employees in NY state. So this is sort of a tricky one, and this thing over here is actually the catch. So what we have to do, we initially have to write a code that will extract the average bonus of employees in NY state, and then while applying filter for all these, we will put that over there as well. So let's just go for finding the average bonuses of employees in New York state. So here, let's just refer it to as 8 and go for df dot group by. We have to group by it on base of state. And one thing more, that whenever you are performing aggregations, just grab that idea that while performing the aggregations, you must perform the grouping. So grouping makes your aggregations much more easy and much more better. So after creating group, we just need to refer for the aggregations, and we need to perform the aggregation of average on the column of, so the condition is average bonuses of employee. So we need to refer the column bonus. Now if we run that, here I'm getting the state and I'm getting the average bonus for that particular state. That makes perfectly total sense. Next thing, I just want to get the bonuses of NY state. Here I can just simply put a filter over there at this level, and I can go for dot filter where state is NY and then get it out. But there is a much more better way if we just simply put the filter at the start of the group by. Because what will happen is that if I put the filter over here, it will initially perform all the grouping on all the data and then perform aggregations on it, and then it will go for filtering. But the same filter if I put over here, then first it will filter out only those rows who contains NY as their state, and then it will apply grouping on it, and then it will apply aggregations on it. And that way you save a lot of hassle for creating all the other groups and calculating all the other averages. So let's just make it filter. And for the filter, we need to apply the condition that where, let's just make it df.show here. So we need to refer this state, that where state df.state is equals to NY. So we are looking for the average bonuses of employees in NY state. Now this statement will filter out all the records, that all the employees that contains NY, or actually they are working in the NY state. Then it will perform group by on state, go for the aggregation, then display the data. So we are getting the average. Next thing that we have to do is to extract this score from here. So for that, let's just create a aliasing of that first. And let's just make it average bonus, avg underscore bonus. You can name it anything. Then after getting on this, we just need to select this column. For the selection, let's just put this, let's just show that first and then go for this selection. Now we have this, and then let's just put this select here and put it over here. Now if we go, we will only get this column. Now one thing more I want to add over here is that if we take this statement from here and put it over here, it will raise the exception, because at this level df only contains the relevant columns, not all these columns, but not the average bonus. And after going through all these transformations at this level, this column avg column is being induced so that we can refer it after that. It's just exactly like we are getting it over here inside another variable like df2, and then we are referring df2.select. So let's just make it single statement, and this the select. Now instead of show, if we go for collect, now what this collect will do, collect will actually provide us with the actual data. It will simply eliminate the abstraction layer of the data frame, and it will provide you the actual data for the RDDs. Here you can see that we are getting a list of rows. Let's just go for accessing the 0. It will provide us with the first element, and then we need to refer this average bonus, hit enter, and we are getting the average bonus. Let's just save that inside a variable and save it over here. Now before moving further, let's just print the type of this variable just to make sure that we are getting the float. That's it, we are getting the perfect average. Next, after getting the average, what we actually had to do with that print the name of employees working in NY state under finance department, and then the rest of the condition. So let's just apply filtering for referring to df.filter. Here the df.state should be NY. We need to enclose this thing in the braces because whenever we have to put multiple conditions in the filter, we have to enclose them inside the brackets. Then use the AND operator, and here the next condition is under the finance department. So we have to refer to department and we have to refer to finance. So it will go like df.department equal to finance. Then after going that, let's just give it a go for show. We are getting the NY states and we are getting the finance departments only. Next is the next condition. Let's just put a ampersand over here or and then we need to check that if df.bonus is, the condition is whose bonuses are greater than the average bonus of employees. So df.bonus is greater than average bonus. Let's just use this over here, paste it, give it a go. Now we are only getting those employees who are working in New York State in finance department and whose bonuses are greater than the average bonus that is being dispersed in the New York State. So this is the solution for that, and I hope that you absorb this thing because this is a little bit out of context that we have learned so far, but still that's why projects are for to cover all the aspects, all the pending aspects, or to give you some new taste of some things. So this is pretty much it from this video. I will see you in the next video. The next thing that we have to perform is actually an action. So we have to raise the salaries $500 for all employees whose age is greater than 45. So for that, if we go for the IDE, and here we need to just refer the number 9. Now the statement is that firstly we have to create a new UDF, and inside that UDF we will pass the age and we will pass the salary. Then that UDF will look for the particular condition, and if the condition is met, if the age is greater than 45, then it will increase the salary by $500 and it will return it back. After getting it back, we will use the with column notation to update the salary column. So for all those candidates, all those employees whose age is greater than 45, we will simply provide them an increment of $500. Otherwise, it will simply get their actual salary back. So if we go for the IDE, and here we just need to simply define a function def or make it increment salary. Inside that, it is expecting two things. The first one is the age and the next one is the current salary. What what the implement that it has to implement, what the logic it has to implement is that if age is greater than 45. So if age is greater than 45, then simply return the current salary plus 500, or else just return current salary. Now what this UDF will do, this is at the moment is a simple function and we have to register that as a UDF. But what this complete thing is doing, it is simply checking the age of the candidate, age of the employee, and then based on that, if its age is greater than 45, it is returning the current salary by adding 500 in it. Otherwise, it is just returning the current salary. Now let's just register that for UDF lambda, it will get X and Y, and over here it will simple pass it to the increment salary. X will be mapped for the age and Y will be mapped for the current salary. Then we have to specify the return type, and here at the top we got the double type. Let's just include the integer type as well, and integer type, give it a go once again. And just remember that whenever you manipulate anything inside this cell in DataFrame, inside the Databricks notebook, just make sure to run that again, because if you just modified that and don't run it, it will not be available inside this notebook. So you have to write that and you have to run that cell as well. Then let's just take this from here and go all the way to the down. And for the return type, specify this return type, brackets close. Then refer to this data frame. For this data frame, we need to refer to with column. Here we need to refer the salary column, because what this UDF will do, it will return us with the salary. So we need to refer to this salary, and here after registering that UDF, we have to get that into some sort of function. So let's just get it increment salary UDF. Go for here, and we need to use the column notation, because the column will actually provide for each employee, it will provide its age and it will provide its salary. So we need to refer the age first and then again the column, and then we need to refer the salary. Then put the show, give it a go. So now you can actually, right now we cannot see that or we can observe that, but if you go for this data and then if you go for this data, you will definitely observe that right now what it is doing, that for the salary column, as this column is already available, it is just editing their value. Then it is going for this UDF, passing the age, passing the salary. Inside this, it is looking for the age, that if the age is greater than 45, it is returning current salary, that is passed over here, plus 500. Otherwise, it's just returning the current salary. Also, if we just make it salary underscore 2, or let's just make it temp salary, hit enter. Now you will see that if the age is 26, the current salary and the temp salary is actually same. That should be temp. So if the age is under 45, the current salary and the temporary salary is the same. But over here, if the age is 47, which is greater than 45, we are getting a $500 increment inside the salary, and that's what we actually want. Let's just rename that to salary again, because we want to manipulate the actual column. Give it a go again and we will get the proper output. So this is pretty much it from this video. I hope that you absorb this stuff, that how you can use the with column with the UDFs, providing the columns, referring to them, iterating on it, providing the UDFs, and then getting or updating the columns. So this is pretty much it from this video. I will see you in the next video. Now let's just wind up this project by creating a data frame of all those employees whose age is greater than 45 and save them in a file. So here if we go for the IDE and let's just mark it as number 10, Then df dot filter df dot age is greater than 45. And then if we just show that, you will notice that we are only getting those employees whose age is greater than 45. Next, instead of showing that, if we go for writing, and for the writing, let's just specify the CSV and provide the output path. So for the output path, let's just refer to the same directory we have for the input. And then put some Now what it will do, it will first filter out all those rows that whose age is greater than 45, and then for that data frame, it will simply write it as a CSV format in this output underscore 45 folder. And as I mentioned earlier, that it will create a folder, and inside that folder, based on the number of partitions it contains under the RDD, it will create number of files and put the data over there. So if we just run that, now to cross check, go for data and go for create data. DBFS, file store, tables, output 45, and inside this you can see we are getting this file. If we just create a table, just view of it using this cluster and preview table, so we are getting this data over here. So this is pretty much it from the project side, and I really hope that you enjoyed working with the data frames. Now you have firm grip on the data frames as well. But still, if you have any confusions, any concerns, you are stuck at any point, you have any questions to ask, please feel free to let us know in the question answer section, and we will try to get back to you on that as soon as possible. So I will see you in the next video.